Hi, transition color painting people. Um, I never know how to, or yeah, no, I don't really know how to address videos like this. Uh, for my current crust project, with like selling and flipping and doing arts and crafts. I don't know. Yeah, no, I feel like I haven't done a good job um connecting my life together. When I was growing up, I had a lot of different lives from like my church life, growing up in the church with meeting tons of people. I was around thousands of people a week sometimes, and then going to school. I went to a very large school, and then whatever public places we went to. I saw so much of Lansing and where I live at such a young age, and it's like Lansing has always been the place I feel the most connected, and like especially recently, with like coming out and like just embracing myself and having self love. Um, yeah, and I don't know. I'm just like going through some like financial struggles right now, and I've like feel like when I had when I was in those spaces, whether it was school, my friend group, my family, the church, my sports groups, um, like there was it felt like an abundance, and it was an abundance of people, a community, and people willing to share uh, resources with each other, whether that's like mental and emotional or monetary, tangible, whatever it may be. Like, I know some dude uh, who worked at Mount Hope, um, with my father at the church. Um, he gave us a car. And it was my favorite car. In fact, I have a picture of it. Here you go. Edit it in, Charlie. Um, and I named the car Gary after my uncle Gerald. Um, it was a 90, as you see, it was a 99 Mercury Tracer hatchback. And that vehicle took me to college. It took me to Chicago several times. I went on a couple camping trips in it. And it held kayaks on top and ladders, and it was such a nice car. Like, it got me started in life, and that was from someone who was generous enough to help me out. And that felt really cool. Like, we put minimum work into it, and like it survived. It like lasted another 3 years. And yeah, I'm just like realizing how grateful I am for those experiences. Because for a little bit it was hard. Um, Also feeling experiencing how the world can work and actually works, with people and money and their time and what they want to do in this life or what they think they want to do. Um, well, I'm just not gonna like beat around the bush, I guess. Like my uh, withdrawal from the church because of my dad getting let go. Um, which, like, then I was really angry about. This was a place that um, that I grew up in 20 plus years. Like I have dreams about that church, and I have vivid flashbacks of walking around an empty church and having it be so quiet, and like it was just me, and like my mind could wander, like even I feel like almost every time I went in there, like I was able to find some sort of solitude amongst how big that building was. Um, yeah, so it hurt when that happened, and then like hurt people, and uh, but yeah, I've like let go of a lot of shame from that, and like have found uh, some gratitude for those experiences, and it's helped a ton. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of my clients came from those social networks at the beginning, and like I'm very thankful for that, and like during the time of still uh, practicing Christianity, and well, I guess at that time I was deconstructing it when I was about 20 years old. 20 to 23, I think, were my main reconstruction of a new life for myself. Realizing I didn't want to be in the church, and my values didn't line up with it anymore, uh, which is totally fine. You know, if you ever feel like that with like uh, an organization you're in, or like a friend group you're in, and you're like, I don't really feel the same about things as other people might feel. That's so okay, and there are ways to communicate that, if you choose to communicate, uh, which I've learned a ton about, and it's like those lessons I'm so grateful for, because now I get to choose. Like I have more freedom. It feels like, um, because I do, like I didn't want to live that specific lifestyle, or the lifestyles that were portrayed to me and that I made up for myself. I said, nah, I want to be me. Um, so like choosing to get to be me is awesome. Uh, Benji always says, do you, he always asks, do you have to be you, or do you get to be you? And I always say both and, because sometimes life's hard and I have to be me, I you have to go through things, but you also get to choose uh, how you go through things a little bit, now I'm getting into like psychology and the subconscious, and um, I I just, yeah, I've been more in tune with myself, with my subconscious, which I used to be very in tune with it, or versions of it, of myself conscious, um, when I was practicing Christianity, because of the group of people that are like-minded. There's like layers to it. Like, you have all these shared beliefs and shared experiences, where like the thing that you're creating, the image of God I created for myself, and other people created for myself, and then how the world has created that for myself, or just created it, and that's where I stand. I don't know. I don't know where we come from, and um, having this existentialism for a minute has been rough, especially with, well, I don't know where we come from. There are theories, there are beliefs, there are, some people say, objective truths of how this has all come about, but in my reality, I do not know, and I have stopped saying I know absolute truth, because absolute for me absolute truth doesn't make sense, because of multiple share because of billions and billions and billions of lives creating this our societies today. um, Again, existential, just that's where my mind goes to, and sometimes it's hard to connect myself with my reality, what's right in front of me. And like I've been able to do that a lot over this like hiatus or break I've had. Like honestly have not had a lot of motivation to paint. I haven't had a lot of motivation to like make money, because for me making money has been so stressful all my life. I've had to make money, like had to. My first job, I was in 5th grade and I got paid below minimum wage to go work on a farm. And like, was that fair? I know a lot of people in this world are forced to work pennies on the dollar, and like I worked for a family friend. I definitely understand that like you can't compare apples to oranges. Um, so yeah, what I was saying, apples to oranges. Like I can't. I have enough empathy because I went through those experiences to know that like if someone is getting, I thought getting paid like below minimum wage and having to work as a child was bullshit, and then growing up and hearing about like learning about all the discrimination against people and just how people have treated other people in the name of what, for what reason. Like that's, I guess that's like an unanswerable question. Like why do people behave like they are? I think like they do. I think it's, nature and nurture, and like we are animals with the capability to communicate with each other in so many different ways, not just language, but in senses and mythical, spiritual ways that like I've been able to tap in again. And it's been really cool. Um, and so, what does this have to do with painting? I guess, like, what does this have to do with my life? I guess it means everything and nothing at the same time. Like, the, the, the anxiety I feel about having back taxes, 2 years of back taxes for my business has been crippling, like in the past couple months. Um, and I'm trying to figure that out. And like, because I said, oh, I just have to work really hard. I just have to work. Like, I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years straight. No, more like 3.5 years where I was working so much. Like, I did not, the only thing I did for myself was skateboard, fish, smoke marijuana, and do other bullshit. Not really doing anything, sleep. Um, Trying to fix my problems. That's all I did. And now it's like, I don't work as much, which means I have way more time to spend at home, which means I can work on these little things that I never got the chance to work on before, because my house wasn't, like, growing up, my home was not comfortable. I didn't have my own things. Like, we shared a whole bunch of things. I had access to a ton of resources, but like I never had possessions that were truly mine. Like Very, very little. Actually, this was like, I think the first thing I ever truly felt like I owned was my skateboard scooter. And ownership as in like, oh, I can tell like this is mine, you know? Like it's worn into how I treated it. Like and how the and yeah, I guess like with that example, like that's how I feel like the state of transition color painting is like I was so like I did not have a grasp on my reality, and I just didn't understand it. Like I was coming to realizations of who I really was. You know, I'm Charlie Fox. Like I am a sweetheart. I work very hard. Um, I feel immensely and deeply, and I can tune into the world around me, and I can tune into myself, and I can, like, yesterday I went on a walk. I ate, like, this was in Lansing, and I ate little violets like I used to as a child. I just was living the life that I really enjoy living. I was walking around eating yummy little morsels off the ground, being in parks, being in nature, um, and spending time doing the things that I really love to do. And I do enjoy painting, um, and where it's gotten me, but like I feel like I squeezed the ever living shit out of myself. Like I said, I like started painting I've felt security in knowing like I had multiple months of bills saved up. Like I had money saved for that, plus like being able to maintain my vehicles and you know buy household items and live. And then like that happened, like I got my basic needs met, and I thought that was a luxury. Like that was a luxury. You mean I have a place, and like I contribute this to my ex-partner because they went, like they did so much for me, and I was not that good of a partner um, at times. Um, and you know, some people come and go, and uh, like I feel like it's just an important part of my story of transition color painting is like that my ex and um, their family like showed me support in ways that has saved my life. Literally has saved my life. Um, and I am beyond grateful. Like words can't describe the gratitude because like I'm here. I'm still living. I still get to experience those precious moments in life that we all uh, look for. You know, um, like like hearing the birds in the morning, feeling the spring air, enjoying a cup of coffee, the simple things. And I complicated my business to try to keep me trapped in it, because that's been a form of self-sabotage that I've been working on. And it's I'm just, yeah, I'm grateful for where I'm at, and I still have struggles that I'm working on, and glad that I've been able to find people to lean on and go through life together. And it's fucking awesome. Like, you're telling me there's people out there that still enjoy the little things in life? Sweet. Like, that's how I want to live. So like I will let's oh so let's live life for the little things. And I don't know. I hope y'all anybody has watched 24 minutes of me just speaking about life. Uh Thank you. Tell me what your thoughts are. Um if you guys can connect with any of this, and any resources, if you guys like could just reach out and let people know that I'm still painting, and that I'm also looking for like other work, that would be great. As I say so confidently. Yeah, that's okay. To summarize it, I've had a hard time making money recently, and I think I'm better. I think I'm in a mental state again to like pursue contracts and to pursue working with people. But like, I'm low energy right now. Like, I want, I don't want anything complicated. Uh, like if you got one wall to paint, I want to paint that wall. Like, I realize going through my contract today, like I muddied up that quote. Like I'm not muddied it up, but like there was a lot of add-ons, and I'm really glad that the person I'm working with is telling me about them and saying, "Oh, actually, I don't think this is needed." Like they don't need those things, and uh, I'm glad she's telling me because that's how you work with people. Um, I got in a mentality when I was looking for jobs and contracts that it was like my way or the highway. You know, I'd do one proposal and be like, okay, this is it. And you know why? Is because before the crash, there was an upswing in the trades, at least in my field. Um, and like, there was work beyond work beyond work beyond work, and the prices were skyrocketing. Like, I had business owners telling me I should like almost double the amount of money I charged. And they told me to do that because that's what they did, because I had to, because they had a whole bunch of overhead. Um, and so I listened to I listened to some advice and like have learned a ton. And like, I realized like, yes, you do have to adjust your prices throughout the market. And like, right now, I know my prices are too high. Um, that people can't afford, but people still want to. Um, people still want interior decorating, and like things still need to be worked on because houses are a lot of maintenance, and paint is definitely an essential for the atmosphere of houses. So yeah, this is great. This is great. Great talk. Great talk, y'all. 27 minutes. I'm gonna post this. Um, no, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a sermon. I'm not a philosopher. I'm just some regular human being that is here talking to a fucking phone, um, in hopes of my friends or random people on the fucking internet to interact with me. Um, so yeah. All right. See ya. Yeah.